Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, friends. Welcome back to another stream, a new week. I'm glad you are all here already. Yeah, hello, Adrian. Hello, D. Hello, Freak. Hello, Chester. And hello, Benjamin. Thanks for joining this stream today again. And sorry, I was a little bit late because, before the stream, it turned out for what I wanted to do today, there's something I needed to do before that to make that happen. Or at least, especially when we go live. But I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that just in a few seconds. So, how are you all doing? Everybody good? What's going on in your life? I had a pretty good start into this week. Yesterday was a little bit stressful because I was guest at the Working Draft podcast, which is quite a huge German podcast. I've been there twice before. The first time was 8 years ago, which is crazy when you think about that. 8 years ago, I was there talking about Laravel, and I can't imagine how nervous I was 8 years ago because this here what I do now, or speaking at a podcast or something, is definitely not what I wanted to do 8 years ago, but still I did it, and yeah, somehow it was not, or is now a part of my journey. So 8 years later, I'm still here. I'm still working with Laravel. So yeah, crazy time flies, and I have to admit I feel a little bit old today. But yeah, yesterday was a bit stressful because I was preparing for this podcast. I was talking about LiveWire. That's also why I asked a lot of questions on Twitter about your experience with LiveWire, and we had a really great chat. And yeah, I hope this will be released in the next weeks. But yeah, it's interesting because this podcast is more a front end podcast. So they usually don't work with PHP, they usually don't work with Laravel, and for sure they don't work with Laravel Liveware. And it was pretty interesting for them to see what's going on in the Laravel world and how things they normally do with JavaScript is now being done through PHP. And yeah, we discovered all the cons and the pros of the approach using Livewire, and it was actually pretty cool chat. And they were also pretty amazed what's going on in the Laravel world. So it's very cool for them to see what we did here and what Caleb did with Livewire. So yeah, this was pretty nice yesterday. Hello, Samuel. Nice to have you here as well. These catching up with the chaos of last weeks and hopefully streaming soon. Yeah, we're missing your streams, D. I hope you will be back soon. Oh yeah, this was also nice. Last week we were tweeting out Adrian's project, which is called PHP Safari or Safari PHP. Let me check again. I think it's phpsafari.com. Yeah, I'm going to put this in the comments here again. And yeah, Adrian was working on this for quite some time, and I knew this project, but I didn't know that it was already live. And I I pushed this a little bit on Twitter, and we got some nice reactions and feedback from people. And yeah, pretty cool that people like this and that this is now out as well. And I think Adrian also did some improvements, so that's nice as well. Hey Samuel, nice to have you here as well. Also glad Adrian's renovations are almost finished, 90%. So yeah, finish line. Pretty close. That's cool. Diana also feeling old since she realized people born in 2003 are allowed to drive cars. Yeah. I don't even want to think about that. Yeah. This makes me even super old. But I always know there is Uncle Frake and he is older than me. So that's nice. All right, so yeah, what are we going to do today? Mm, mm, Let me share my screen. Here we go. We don't need Telegram anymore. So yeah, the new design is live. If you haven't seen it, I'm pretty happy how it went down and that it's finally nice, finally live with this new submission and this new archive. And also Sonny was working on the search. So now when we search for Deanna, we don't find anything. Let me check. I guess it's because, yeah, she's streaming on Beyond Code channel. So yeah, we have the search now, which is pretty nice. Also, what I learned is that there is a type search for an input field, and if you have this, you automatically get this button to close, which I have used never before. I think it's cool because yeah, it just works. But what I didn't like about it is that I don't have an hover state for it, so I maybe need to check that out, and also I need to adapt the color to better fit the design. But yeah, when there are native things, I think it's always a good idea to support them if possible, of course. So that's what's new since last week. So yeah, I'm live. Also later today, Dries is having a live stream about his releasing work, which he has like, I think he's releasing every week or every 2 weeks. I think it's every week. So it's nice that he's streaming as well. And then also today, yeah, we have Steve the King exploring Next.js 3. And on Friday, is it this week? Yeah, I'm also having a casual artisan call with Freak again. Okay, beside that, there's also one interesting issue that came up is there was one viewer mentioning that there was shown a stream for today, and here the time was shown 1 a.m. in the morning the next day. And yeah, it turned out so we are using the local time zones to show these dates here. So this time here, or for other streams, the full date. So in the database, we have UTC dates, but here locally, we are using that from the browser. And yeah, we are also having these things here where we say if a stream is today or on Friday. And this is being calculated in the backend. So this means the streams that are today, I'm calculating in the backend, but this means I'm not calculating them with local time zones. And this is how we could end up with some streams listed here for today, but in your time zone, it's maybe tomorrow. So yeah, I didn't realize that before, but this is an issue for sure. And we also have to fix this at some point. So one thing which we could do is just saying that some streams are soon. So then we only have this time zone overlaps of a few hours, but soon could be today, could be tomorrow. So we would then have streams for soon and then starting with the dates from 2 days after today. But I really like having today streams and seeing really if a stream is today or not today. So I guess we have to go back to calculating the time zone on the back end, which was the first approach which I did before Frey came and refactored it to the local time zone, which is pretty cool because it's a nice snippet, a nice blade component to use. But yeah, I'm a fan of having streams for today. So this is on the list. I'm not going to do that today. All the features and issues are on the GitHub repository. So if you want to fix something or add a feature, you find the list there. But I found it interesting because I didn't realize that for quite some time that this was an issue. When I did a comment about Frake, I immediately forgot that he was in the stream. Sorry, buddy. And Adrian is correct here. Frake is looking very fresh. Oh yeah, and one good thing I didn't mention so far, on Friday, Mohammed is going to join our casual artisan call. So the three of us will do this call, which I think will be cool to hear what's going on in Mohammed's life as well. What's Adrian suggesting here? Time based would be better, like within the next 24 hours. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think today is what fits best for me. I think from a technical perspective, next 24 hours maybe would be better but from a user experience, I think I want to know if it's today. If it's 1 a.m. in the morning for me, this is still tomorrow. But yeah, I keep that in mind, and might talk about this in one of the next episodes. All right, so what are we going to do today? Um, what we want to do is we want to add this here. This is a streamer's overview page which the designer Arne did, and yeah, we don't have before. So he came up with this idea. Of course, some other people were mentioning it as well, and I had it on my list also for quite some time, but now we have a design for it which makes it easier, and I wanted to finish the redesign of the page before we start doing this. So yeah, the thing why I was a little stressed before the stream was because I was thinking about how we're going to implement this. And when we check that, so we have a lot of streams, and then we have a few channels in the database. But channels we only have currently for Freek, me, and now also Mohammed. Since Mohammed is streaming on the official Laravel YouTube channel, I thought he is, of course, a must to add so that we automatically add those as well. So yeah, this means for most streamers and streams, we only have the streams in the database. And for that, we have the title of the channel, but we don't know where they're from. We don't know if there's a URL. We don't know if there's any social media accounts connected. And we also don't have an image. So we have image of streams, but we don't have them of channels. So for me, it was like, okay, so what I'm going to do I only show the streamers which we have for auto importing? So only me, Freek, and Mohammed. And yeah, this wouldn't be nice. And of course, we want to show all the different streamers. So yeah, I was thinking about what would be the best approach now to do this. And what I now did before the stream is I created a new comment to add channels for all the streams which don't have a channel yet. So let me show this to you in the database. Let's check the local one. And let's put in some data here. Okay, so these are our streams. These are just some dummy ones. So here you can see we have the ID of the video. We have a channel ID if there is a channel connected. Oh yeah, now in our test data, we don't have channels. So this would be the channel which is here, which we have on the live side for me, Freek, and Mohammed. But yeah, besides that, we have channel title, description, but not that much information. So this new comment which I did was checking all the streams where the channel ID is null. And then for all those streams, I'm going to look up the channel. We already have a channel import command so that I can import a channel which is only accessible through the backend. But through this command, I can now add channels for all the streamers which don't have a channel. And now because of this, I also had to came up with this auto import field here, which we didn't have before. So this means this way I can say a few channel we want auto importing, so we automatically import the streams from their YouTube channel without them needing to submit them. And for all the others, we don't want to do this, but we still want to have them here as a channel. And this way we can now just concentrate on the channel for this new feature, which I think is a good idea. Of course, what we don't have yet is when there are new streams submitted, I would need to run the command again. So yeah, we have to think about if I want to do this now automatically for every new stream, check if there's already a channel connected to the stream. If not, input it to the database, or if we just want to run the command every day once or something like that to make this happen. Yeah, so this is what I was doing before, and I was already testing it locally. I haven't run it on the live server, which I'm going to do later today. But this means for us, we can concentrate on the channels for now. Okay. Okay, let's start by creating a new branch. Feature, add streamers overview. Here we go. And as always, we're going to start with a test, which will be probably a feature test. And let's call it, I think we have dedicated tests for every page. Oh, let me check this again. Do we have a page response test? Yeah. Okay, this is what I want to start with. So I want to start with a test from the outset in to make sure that there is even a streamers page, which we don't have yet. So let's copy one of those which we already had, and let's say it can show the streamers page, and then the route should be called streamers, and let's run it. And it's failed because there's no route with this name. All right. Let's move on to our web.php file, and let's just add this one here. So next to the archive, I think I want, now let's put it beneath the archive. And let's say streamers, pages, streamers. So we already know that this is going to fail, but I just want to make the current test fail with something else. So let's run this again. Expected response 200, but received a 500. Invalid argument. Yeah, because this page is not given. So actually it would be nice. Yeah, nice. I didn't know this also works here because with the latest level idea, you were able to try to include a specific view file like this, include, and then any page or partial. And if this not exists, you can just, I guess it just works in a blade file, but then you can use this PHP Storm comments here to create it. And what I didn't know that this also works here with the route view, which is pretty nice because now I can just create this view. I guess the only thing I didn't think of is that the name was not correct yet. Or was it? No, it looks good. Streamers. Yeah, perfect. And now we already have this page. And now we already have a passing test. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming to the streams. We made this new page working, and I guess we're done now, right? Yeah, probably not. Hello, Nathan. How you doing? Did you went to the Man City match? Was a pretty intense game, right? Pretty sure if not, you've seen it for sure. Okay, so we've now made sure that this page is working, but as I mentioned, I think we also have some dedicated tests for our pages. Yeah, so like page archive test, page dashboard test, page home test. So let's create another one here and let's call it page Feature test. Page streamers test. Okay. And the problem or little issue with TDD is always, how do I know what test I want to write if I don't know what the implementation will be like? And this is a very common issue, and I've been there too. So actually, it's very difficult to write tests if you don't know about the implementation, but it's always good to just start from the outside in and think about the things that you already know. So I know that there will be a page, so I can just check the page and see if the page is given, and I get a 200 response back. Hello, Drong. Ningguang, thanks for subscribing to my channel. Nice to have you here. So the more you write tests, the more you do TDD, the more you feel comfortable in your application, in Laravel, in using Livewire, the more you will also know how you things are going to implement before you're going to write them. So when I think about now this new streamer section here, what I already know is I probably won't end up with any Livewire components here. So I will loop through the channels, and then for every channel I will show something. So this will pretty plain play template file, so not too much logic in there. And of course, things can change, and that's okay, but you have to start somewhere. So this means for us, the first test which I'm going to write, sorry, let me just close the window here. It's getting pretty cold here. So it shows all channels. So since we have made the change, which I was working before, we want to concentrate on the channels. And the streamers which we're going to show will be channels, because that's how we store them in the database. But let me check. Should we stick to streamers here? So from the user perspective, it will be the streamers. From the intern and YouTube perspective, it will be a YouTube channel. So I guess for, thinking about the page, I think it's better to call it shows all streamers. Okay, so the test which I think about will be, I'm going to create a few channels here, and then I want to make sure that I see the specific data on the page. So sounds pretty straightforward. Let me think, can we create a channel without having a stream? Yeah, I think so. So let's create a new channel, and one thing we want to show for sure is the channel title, which is called its name. Let's call this channel Mohammed, and yeah, let's just create a few of them here, maybe 3 different ones. Channel Steve. Who else do we have? Channel Dries. Okay, then for our acting, what I know there will be response. I want to make sure that I'm going to call a specific page route streamers, and then response assert C. Let's make sure we see a few things. So we want to see channel Mohammed, channel Steve, Steve, and channel Dries. Okay, let's run this. It's going to fail because we are not returning anything. That's why this is empty and that's why we don't see anything. Okay. For this plate view file streamers, we are going to need the channels. So this means we for sure want to pass them. And now I remember, I think I copied the one where we only had the archive, and this is where we only were using a route view instead of using any control. And this is because we are having here a livewire component. But actually here for this page here, I want to use a controller. So let's change this to get here, and let's create a controller as well. And let's call this page streamers controller. Here we go. And now that's we want. So we want to call here page streamers controller class, and let's clean up the code. Let's run again our test. So yeah, the issue remains the same. So here we want to get, what do we need? We want to have all the channels, right? So let's start simple by calling all the channels. And then we're going to return here view. And it's called pages streamers, and we want to provide here the channels. So far so good. Issue is the same because we haven't done anything yet. Here let's use a return type so that PHP Storm doesn't complain. Let's see if you're all good. You might use the fancy new lazily refresh database trait. That's true. So I think we can also do this here, page response test. So let's try if this works. I'm thinking about now if I change this to the lazy refresh database, then I think for every test it checks if it really needs to migrate the database. And what I don't know out of my head is how it checks this. I guess it checks this if I want to interact any way with the database. I think this is somehow, yeah, I guess there are some events in the back being sent if Eloquent is being used, and this is what this is checking against. So this means, I guess actually for all of those, let's try this out first. I think for all of those, we don't even need to migrate the database, or do we? Okay, it seems we need that. No. Let's also check why no such streams table. Yeah, of course. So in the homepage, we're checking quite some things to make sure if we have streams. I think it works without any streams in them, but we still need to have the database migrated so we don't run into those issues. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, I think it also looks it's a little bit faster now. I'm not sure if this could be the case, but I think for bigger project this could be very handy. And let's check out page streamers test. Does it make sense here to use this as well? It makes sense to use this if I don't interact with the database, right? Is this the thing that you have to think about in order to use it? So I'm going to use for sure streamers, channels, or some kind of models here for every test. or maybe there could be a test where I make sure that if I don't have any streams, what then is being shown if I don't have any streamers. So maybe then it would make sense. Yeah, I've used Compact before, but yeah, I guess some years ago I stopped using it. I think the first reason why I stopped using it because you were using a string, and if you refactored something, this was an error. I'm pretty sure PHP Storm now is capable of doing this as well, but I guess since then I'm using it. I don't use it anymore, but probably we could go back now since refactoring with PHP Storm and Compact is better than it was in the past. So Frake is saying, right, before a query is executed, an event is fired. Okay, so that's how the lazily, what's the name? I always forget what's lazily refresh database. Lazily refresh database. I would put the trade on the test case and be done with it. Okay, that's interesting. So if we put this on test case, then this means I wouldn't have to think about anymore if I have to do this inside one of my tests. Yeah. I guess this could be pretty nice because I don't have to think about anymore if I need to refresh the database or not inside every test. So because inside the test case we have this lazily refresh database trade which checks this on its own. Yeah, I guess this is a nice idea. Let me just write that down. Lazily refresh inside test case. I don't want to do this now because then I have to remove this for all the tests, and we have quite some tests. So, but I guess that's a good idea because yeah, for every test I don't have to think about it anymore, which I think is pretty cool. Delete all use statements in the test and include just ones in test class. So you would refactor like every test, and yeah, but then I guess I would need to copy all of them and make sure which one I'm going to use. Because inside my test case, of course, I don't know which one I need. So I probably need to go through all the tests and then copy it over there. Benefit, of course, would be that it cleans up every test a little bit. Yeah, so I think the one thing which I don't like about that is if I now go to my test case class, do I actually see if this is being used or not? I guess this would be interesting. So let's try this one out. Okay, let's get rid of this. Now, of course, channel doesn't know this anymore. Let's put this in here. Yeah, so I guess this is what's an issue here with me because probably here inside, does it work again? Did I do this correct? Oh, I guess here I'm not using the my test class, my test case. Oh, okay, now it was the correct one. So we have this now here. Oh, did I do this wrong? No, it should be here, but let's see. No. How would this work, Adrian? What did I do wrong here? Do I need a real test case class to make this work? Mm, maybe you can clear this up a little bit, Adrian. I'm not sure how you meant this and why this was not working as expected. But yeah, good inputs for sure. And I always like to think about how I could clean up my code more. And that's why I also love getting those feedbacks and then check how does it work? Do I understand how it works? And then do I like it or not? And does it make the application better for me to use or not? Because that's always the most important factor for myself. Okay, but in the meantime, back here, we need to go to our streamers page here. So let's check out one of the other pages, like the archive page. Let me just copy this for the main layout. And Larastreamers. Streamers will be the title. So this is being used then for meta tags for Twitter or Facebook, for example. The Hall of Fame of Larastreamers. Yeah, this sounds good. Let's make it a little bit more dramatic. Okay, so what's next here? I guess we're just starting to loop over all the channels. And for each. And what will this be in the end? I guess this will be some kind of grid. So let's put a diff around it. Class grid. Critical 2. Does it make sense that I now already think about the design? Probably not. So let's focus more on to make our test work. So we're looping through all of the channels. And what's next? Then let's add another div here. And then let's just start with the channel name. I think this is the one we are actually looking for inside our test. Let's run off the test again. And yeah, okay, this is already working. Of course, I could now already check the browser and see what it looks like, but I really tried to push myself not to look too early to the browser because I want to think about the logic first, which I want to check with my test, and only then I want to go and check if it's really working and check the design. So there are some new comments. Oh my god, you got me totally distracted. Yeah, so somehow I really thought that this might work. Yeah, it's crazy how comments can make you think about things you should know that don't work at all. Crazy. Yes, I got totally confused, and somehow I thought it might be possible to use import statements in a parent class and it would clean up the class which I'm actually using, which yeah is totally nonsense now that I think about it. But yeah, that's the thing. If people are watching you, you question everything you know, and oh maybe I don't know this, and maybe this could work. So Yeah, don't worry. I got that wrong, but um, yeah, all good. Okay, let's check again. Our first test, we're going to make sure that we show all the streamers. Okay, this is now being done. Let's think now about the order. Do we want them to see them in a specific order? Mm, I guess the most fair way would be like alphabetically. And there are a few ways we could check this. So A, B, C. And maybe just to mix this up a little bit, I start here with adding C to the database. So now what I could do is I could just check to see them in a specific order. So we want to start with A, B, and C. So now, since our eloquent query is getting them from the database in the order which is in the database, it should fail now. Yep, it does. So this means we have to take care of that inside our controller. So get all the channels, order, order by name. All right, okay. This looks good now as well. So we've made sure it shows all streamers. But yeah, with testing, what we could have done, we could edit another test just to check the order. But since we don't do too much here, I think it's okay to test both of the things here. But then what I really want to make sure is that I update the test name, because the test name should tell me also a little bit about what I'm testing. It shows all streamers alpha alphabetically, something like this. Yeah, okay, looks good. All right. Yeah, that's true for, yeah, everywhere people are watching you live streaming, doing a talk, podcast, whatever. With talks, often you're pretty safe most of the time of the talk because people don't interact with you that well. That's only why people are scared about the question that speakers might get. Mostly nowadays you don't do this, but yeah, sometimes you still. And yeah, those questions are also sometimes difficult to answer just because you're standing there and everybody's watching you, and then your brain is not working as it's normally. So yeah, I'm glad you feel it too sometimes. Okay, what else do we want to test? It shows all the streamers. I guess that's true. There are no streamers which we currently exclude. Nope, I don't think so. One thing that just came to my mind is this import command which I wrote before to import all the channels which don't all the channels for streams which don't have a channel yet. There are streams which are not approved. So maybe we should take a look at that right now. Import channel for streams command. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so here we are getting all the streams where channel ID is null, but we're not checking if the stream is approved. So it could be that someone submits a stream, I don't approve it, but still we see this channel up on streamers page, which we don't want to. So this means we have to change this. Do I want to do this? Actually, I don't want this code to be in this PR. So let's write it down for later. import streams comment approved, so that we don't forget about that. Okay, back here. So yeah, but from a channel perspective, there are no channels which we want to exclude. The order now is alphabetically. I think for now that's already it. Can you think of anything else we want to test from this point here? Maybe some more data. So what else could be something that we want to show from the channel? We have a language code, but I'm not really sure if I want to do this because, yeah, it could be that you have streams in multiple languages, maybe sometimes in Portuguese, sometimes in English. I'm not sure if I really want to show this, but there is some description. Do I want to show the description of the channel? We don't show it here yet. I guess it depends on the channel descriptions. Let's take a look what this could be. So what about Dree's channel? What is the description? Okay, maybe here could be a description. I don't know. Let's take a look at someone else. What about Steve? Okay, here's a description. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where I like to stream on my own and with others about things PHP. Stay tuned for some live streams. Yeah, is this sinful to have that here? Not here. Here. I guess the only reason why I maybe won't want to edit now is because we don't have much else data we could show. But yeah, that's for sure not the best reason to show something, but yeah, think about what else do we have? We're going to have an image, which we get through the channel. We're going to have the title. And anything else? Country, nope. On platform. Twitter handle is something that I added myself, so we don't get this through YouTube. So this means that I could add this for specific channels myself. So I guess in the end, currently we're going to only end up with the image, with the name. Then maybe let's add the description, and then we're going to have a button where we're going to link to the archive to show only streams from this person. So I'm glad we already have the search so we can make this happen. So yeah, what about write a test so that we can see the description and the button? I guess that's what's next. And now that I think about this, I might only check the data for one channel. Yeah, let's add another test here above this one. It shows channel data. And now we're just going to use one channel so that in this channel we can concentrate on the data itself, because here we're mostly interested that we see all of the 3 channels and in which order. So I guess this is a good idea to separate this up. And then here what I want to assert, see, you want to make sure we see the name. So this would be channel trees, or maybe let's just save this here to the channel itself, because then we don't have strings we might have to end up both of them. So we want to make sure we see the channel name. We want to make sure we see the channel description. And then we want to make sure we see a specific route. And this will be the search route. No, it will be the archive route because we don't have a search route. So this means the archive route, and we're going to add something to the end of the route. So let's check again how this works. So Sonny implemented this search. So this means when we're searching for something like Laravel, also the URL is being updated automatically. So this means we want to make sure, let's say if we have a channel called Laracon.eu, that the URL looks something like this. Yeah, so this means for channel trees, this should be something like, I think I can just edit here like that, right? Oh no, we need an array with search because that's the query parameter. And then we want it to be channel plus trees. I think that's how it should look in the end. Or is it still uppercase? Okay, guess it doesn't make any difference, but it is. So channel trees. Okay, let's see what we get. I think he's complaining first about the description. Yeah, that's also, these are also tests where we check if something is on the page, which really annoy me because I always have to scroll down to check which is not being shown. I thought about a few times to make a pull request to change this, but I'm not sure if this is in PHP unit itself or in Laravel, probably in PHP unit. But if I check a page, I want to see first what I'm looking for because I already see it as it's failing, and then I don't have to scroll down like this one here. And yeah, okay, it doesn't help me either because it's just something, but I'm pretty sure that's the description. So this means back in our streamers file, we'll make sure that we show the channel description. Here we go. Probably Freak is already checking if he has a description and updating it so that there's not something embarrassing in it. And let's run the test again. It's still failing, but I think it's now failing for something else. Let's scroll down here. And yeah, so we are checking for the URL and all right, so it's changing the space to the percentage sign. So I think there's like a URL encode. I'm not sure if this changes it correctly. Because actually I assume that percentage is the correct URL encoded way to show this, right? Percentage 20. Okay. Okay, I have two questions here. So actually, why is Laravel, why is LiveWire adding this plus sign here? And what is the correct way to go? Should it be the plus sign? Because actually URL encoding, it's always something else. Let's see, what are your thoughts? You added a PR for the DB testing grade? About what? Okay, to probably add the refresh database to the test case? About that? Plus sign is fine for space. Okay, so what does this mean for us? Can I just say plus here and then Yeah, I guess Laravel is changing that, right? I guess through the route, this is changing it to percentage to B. So, of course, what I could do is something like this, a little bit more hacky. Search equals is this really the way I want to go? But I'm not sure if there's a different one to do this. Oh yeah, now it's failing because we haven't added a link yet. So let's create a link here as well. Yeah, but here's now the same. Because I know that I'm going to use here the route. So probably then it works again. Archive. And for search, we're going to add here the channel title. Yeah. And let's call this show streams. So this means back here, I'm going to change this back now, because at least in the test, this should work now. Nope, still failing. Let's check why. Again, scrolling. I have to do a PR for this. Okay, let's search for search. We don't have any search at all in here. Whoa, what's going on? Body, here the body ends. And before that, for a component, submit. Oh, that's the modal. Some languages of the modal. It's the footer. Oh, come on. Let's add something like this here so that I can better check. Okay, streamer's probably but not the best name if you want to search something. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's not being added at all? Did I get this wrong, how this works? Maybe this doesn't work if I haven't defined it on the route itself. Let's try this out now. Here in Tinkerwell. Yeah, I have this. I tried this spacey new design by Tinkerwell, which looks pretty strange, but I wanted to try it out. So, okay, yeah, so this should work. Search, yeah, so this, what does this mean? This means, don't I have a channel title? Yeah, I guess this is what it means because it's the name. Let's scroll down again. Okay, It's again about the button. So here we have the one. Channel percentage 23. That's the one thing. And what's the other thing? We were expecting channel percentage 2 trees. Okay, so there's some encoding here which is not the same. So which one is wrong here? Channel title name. I guess we just also go here just for channel name. Oh yeah, much better. Okay, so then we don't have to think about that ourselves. We're just taking the name which the channel already have, and then it seems to be working. One thing we still have to check is if we now use this string with the percentage UL encoded space, if it also works with the search, because the search is now using the plus sign. So I think this is something we have to check then for sure. Yeah, route helper is shaky sometimes. For example, it doesn't work for me if I pass UID for query string, it just skips it. Okay. Yeah, so it also seems that if the value is null, it also skips it, which confused me, but now that I know, it makes a little bit of sense. But yeah, it's interesting. So route stripe token 1 UID. Okay, strange if that also not works. But those are definitely things you have to know yourself. Because otherwise you're running in strange issues and you're searching in the wrong places to fix it. All right, so all tests are still passing here. Yeah, that's good. I think we can then check the front end as well. So we're checking, it shows channel data, which we have now the name, the description, and the button. The image, yeah, I think we could also check the image, because the image is, we also want to show the image, so it makes sense to show this as well. Channel thumbnail URL. Again, it should fail now because we're not showing it. Back to the site. Image, source, route. No, not route. Channel, thumbnail URL. YouTube channel image for channel name. I've talked again to my accessibility friend from Vienna, who's very active and big in the accessibility community. And yeah, he agreed to come to the streams, I think in November. And then he's going through the whole platform with me together and checking if accessibility is good. And I know for sure that it's not good. There's a lot to improve, but he's going to help me a little bit. What are the things to look for when trying to make a site accessible? I look really forward to the streams. This will be nice for sure. All right, this test is now working. Now let's run all of them again. Okay, all good. So I think we're now ready to take a look. Larastreamers test and streamers. And yeah, I think we don't have any channels. Is that correct? Yep. So this means best we're going to update our test data seeder. And how do we want to do this? Do we need the stream? Yeah, let's add this here live. We want to create 3 streams for approved and live. And we need here the channel factory. So I think this should already give us 3 connected channels. Or just 1. So does this mean 3 of our streams here are connected to the channel 1? Okay. I guess we can do this also differently. What we also can do here is first, I think I'm going to truncate the channels as well. So I like to use those test data seeder every now and then when I want to have some fresh data, especially when I'm having one with specific dates. So, and I guess we're just creating a few channels here. So channel, factory, count for create. So we have 4 channels now. And I think I'm just going to, can I put in here or a channel model? Let's try this out. Channels first. Does this work? Okay, it seems like Laravel is smart enough to detect that. Yeah, so we have 3 streams for channel 1 and we have a channel 1. And we have 4 channels overall. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to use now the random method on the channels and just do this now for all the streams which I create so that all of them have a specific channel, and it's one of the 4 we already have. And the same here. Of course, it would be even better to, because it seems now the 100 streams which I create will all be from one of them. So of course it would be nicer to have this randomly for every stream which is being created, but I think for now it's a good start just to have some channels. So this means now we should see 4 channels here. And we do. It's not beautiful. We are far from that, but this is what we see. Let's check now the links. Let's check the archive first. So here's our archive. So these are the streams which we have created. Now let's search for Harris Heller. Okay, we have here this plus sign and this works. And now let's try the same on the streamers page to use one of the links. So show streamers. Okay, the link I think was created correctly, but why does this not fit to the names of our streams? Why is that? Yeah, for the channel factory, I have 4 names which are being used for the channel factory, which are, by the way, some streamers which I find pretty cool. Not sure if you know Dr. Disrespect, but this one is crazy. But the amount of work he puts into his streams, he's a gaming streamer. It's unbelievable, really unbelievable. If you don't see this with your own eyes, you wouldn't believe it's possible what this guy is doing. And he's crazy, by the way, as well. So how do we get these strange names on the streamers page? What are those names, and why are those names not the ones which we see for our streams? This confuses me. Let's get through some more streams here. What's on the home page? Yeah, here we also have only channels, which are the ones which I have been using. So, but still, on the streamers page here, channel name is strange. Wait. Let's check that. Let's check the database. Local database, yes. Okay, here are the channels. Why do they have those names? Because the streams. Okay, I see. I see what's happening here. I've set the channel names here which I want to use, which are those 4 names here. I've set that for the streams, not for the channels itself. So this means inside the stream factory, yeah, here I'm using one of those 4 names for the channel title. Actually, in the end now, when we have a connected channel to every stream, we don't need the channel title to be here. Yeah, so we could use just a relationship to get the name. So currently we have 2 different titles because we have the title which is set on the stream itself, and we have the title which is set on the channel. Yes, that's the accessibility guy I'm talking about. I have a typo in the alt tag. Okay. YouTube channel image from, thanks. So back to the test data sheet. Channel factory name. Yeah. Okay. So let's copy this over here. This thing where we are setting the name for our channels, for our test channels. So now every channel which we create has one of those 4 names. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this means we should make sure that we don't create more than 4 different channels. Okay, if we run this now again, our test data seeder, I think this should already make it work again. Streamers. Yeah, so we already see here that the names are the ones which we want to use. Let's check the links here. Want to show all the streams for Dr. Disrespect. And yeah, okay, this seems to be working out. Okay, that's pretty cool. So now we can make use of our search on the archive to show just specific streams for a specific person. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, I've been using Faker also. What do you mean specifically for the name of the channel? Because I wanted to use some specific names so that it's not just something strange. Okay, in the meantime, let's just run all of our tests just to check if we didn't break up anything else. What's the time? Okay, time is still good. Okay, this looks good. So I think it's time for a commit here. What did we do? add streamers page, show streamers, add test. What we haven't done yet is adding the new page to the navigation. So I think that's the next thing which we want to do, so that we make sure that people can just click it. How are you all doing in the chat? All good? Yeah. Any new people here? Any new countries here? So let me check again. I know Adrian is from Austria. I actually don't know where Benjamin is from. Where are you from, Benjamin? I know Frake is from Belgium. I know Deanna is from Germany. I know Nathan at least wins. Oh, I did. I managed to finally pick up the new away shirt. Now they had stock too. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm jealous again. Super jealous. I'm glad next week we are hopefully back with a game. It's always disappointing if there are national breaks and no game for Liverpool. So Nathan, I think, is from the UK. I also don't know where Samuel is from. So let me know where you guys from, and I hope I try not to forget it. Benjamin is from Bosnia and Herzegovina. All right, I'll try to remember that the next time. Let's make this commit. Oh, that's what Adrian meant. I can use this faker random element and then I put in a collection of elements. Is this how it works? All right, next, navigation. So, no, that's the wrong one. That's the one we are interested in. So where do we want to have this? Home, submit, streamers, archive. I think that's the correct order. Home, submit. So we have this blade component already for a link. This is for streamers. Name streamers. Route name. Streamers. I guess we need to use this somewhere in our blade component. That's why we're using it here. And then also let's go down here. For our mobile menu, we want to have this here as well. And again, streamers. And one more time, streamers. Here we go. And also about the mobile menu. Streamers, right. Okay, so I think next we can check and work a little bit on the design itself. Oh, Samuel is from Germany, currently living in Switzerland, but moving back to Germany in March next year. So where are you currently in Switzerland, and where are you going to move in Germany again back to? Yeah, now that Chelsea's good again, we have some more Chelsea fans in here. Oh yeah, Chester's from Manila. I need to look this up now, where this is. Manila, Philippines. So you are living where everybody from us over here wants to make holidays at some time in their lives. How is living in Manila? The city looks pretty big. or at least the skyscrapers. A lot of them. I guess that's the main center of the Philippines where you live. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, first we don't have navigation, we don't have a header. So why is that? Why don't we have a header? Why don't we have a navigation? I thought the main layout. Wait. Okay, we have some partials here for header home, and is here also the navigation included? All right. This is a little bit strange. But it seems we also have this for the archive page. So yeah, stick for that for now. Header, streamers. I know that especially the archive and the home headers are quite different from the others. That's why we created separate files. So we need to add this here. Header streamers. So let's see what this gives us. Undefined variable upcoming stream. Yeah, we don't have any upcoming streams here, so let's get rid of the preview. Do we also have the preview here? Okay, it seems we have. So now we have our navigation. That's the header. So what about, let's check out the archive page again. And let's copy this headline because I think that's at least a little bit similar to the streamers page. I'm not sure if the designer had planned any kind of streamers here like this here. Okay. Okay, now let's think about the rest. Oh no, Rapperswil. I know that one quite well because my sister lives in Samstagan, which is pretty close to Rapperswil. So yeah, pretty funny. I've been there a few times. I think also my sister was married in Rapperswil, or we went there. I think it's at the lake, right? Beautiful place, beautiful place. And then you're going back to Baden-Württemberg. Okay, near Stuttgart. Okay, that's why I haven't been there. Social engineering as it's finite. Is this what it's called if I talk to you? Social engineering? But yet it's not like I want to I want to make employer branding here or something. Not like you are my employees or something. Yeah, the world is pretty small. This is always so fun to yeah, hear from people that you know for quite some time and then they live somewhere pretty close you've been or where your family is. So pretty nice. Okay, so what about this body? So it seems this body section here, or main section, we have included. Where is this? I thought at least the black background is in the main layout file, but I guess I'm wrong. No, actually it should be main beachy gray darkest. So why don't we have this here? Or is this? Nope, there is no main. So I'm missing here something. So let's check out what's going on. Let's start with the archive. So main layout, then we have our component here. Okay, so this means this is all inside the component itself. Yeah. I don't like it, but I'm sure there were some reasons why we split all of this up. And we don't have the main inside the main layout file anymore, but yeah. Let's try to make it work now. Streamers, so we're putting this, where do we put this? Beneath the header. Yeah, so here we have the header. Then we don't need the streamers here anymore. And then here, let's bring in those tags. And then all of this here inside. Let's see what this gives us. Okay, it's becoming better. So let's check the design. So we have some kind of background for all of our grids here. So the here class BG gray dark. And by the way, I think we might bring in the browser here again, so we don't have to change this now. Don't have to change screen every now and then. Yeah, this should be full screen, and then I'm bringing in this here to this here. And then we're also going to start here npm run watch so that we see the changes automatically again when we change some front end stuff. We have this new URL here. Okay, let's add some crit gap. What is it called? Gap? No, what is it called? Just gap. Gap 2. Okay, now we have at least some separations between those elements. Then also, I was wondering why we don't see anything of the image. So, guess we have to change our seeder again. So let's go to the factory seeder, and here we have some images, and I think we're just going to copy this. And let's try to add this to the channel factory, because I think we also have a thumbnail. Yeah. Now let's run this again. Refresh that. Okay. Better. So many things we need to change. Maybe let's start by making the image smaller. Here we have it. Class with 20. I think what's also interesting now on the image, they are square. So are all YouTube channel images also square. Oh, Dries is already live as well. Is it already? Yeah. So 2 streams live at the same time. It's the first time I see it. Let me just do a screenshot here so that I can share it later. Hope he's doing fine. Here again, let's check Steve here. Okay, seems they are square indeed. So maybe let me just copy this one. Can I just copy the source? What's going on? Copy link address. Here we go. So this means back in our channel factory. Let's also use this one, and let's use one more so they don't look all the same. Maybe the one from Frick. Here we go. Inspect. Copy link address. And then again, let's run our test header. So here, as you can see, I'm running this test header quite often. So it's really good to take some time to make this as easy as possible to use so that it can easily switch that up. Oh, what did I? What about this one? Why don't I see this one? Open a new tab. Interesting, I can see it here, but I don't see it here. Oh, okay, now I have it. Must have been some kind of caching thing, probably. Okay, what's next? So many things to do. First, of course, the background is not correct. Gray darker, yeah, I think that's one. Then let's try to go from the outside in. Then we have some border, some rounded edges. Rounded as M, and I think I also need overflow hidden. Yeah, I think a little bit more. Rounded LG. Is this better? Yeah, that's better for sure. Then we have like 2 columns here. One for the image and one for the rest. So let's make this flex column. And then we have the image here, which is one part. And then we have a diff for the other things. Maybe we also need to do this inside a diff. So that I now can say that this should be, I think, 1/2. And now this should also be a half of what we see, of what we have. And then, as always, I'm wrong here. It's flex row. Let's give this also in height. And then Let's truncate this. Of description. Trim. Is it L trim? I'm not sure. Characters, I think so. Try to go with 50. Is this more than 50? I guess I'm doing this wrong here. Trim. Yeah, trim is normally removing white space. Yeah, I don't think trim is what I need. What is the method called which I need? Fluent string after before length. No. Get me back again. I really thought it was like truncate. Just length. No, I guess that's just what I tried. Slug, snake, start, limit. Oh yeah, I think limit is. I think Chester is correct here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, then inside this flex, justify center. Or was it item center? Yeah, we still need to shift this around then later, but because we want the image to go a little bit up. Yeah, I guess I don't want it to be centered. I think I want to be the top, which was before, right? Yeah. Maybe let's start by adding some padding so it looks a little better. Padding 8. Or maybe just go with 6. Then actually I want it all to be on the left. Yeah, also this should be like 1/3 and 2/3. I think that's better. So items, what does it start? So I want this to start all at the left side. So let's check what's going on here. Okay, here is what is going on here on the left side. That's the gap. So this is our grid. These are our grid items here. What is this here on the left? Why do I have this? Oh, what's that? There isn't. Okay, I see. Sorry, my fault. I didn't bring in the image inside of the container. Okay, that's why it didn't work. Then on the image itself, we also have some rounded. I think that's just SM. That's not that much. And again, as always, we need overflow hidden to make that work. Just a little bit, well, just a little bit more. Maybe let's go with medium. Yeah. Then what's next? We have some space here in between. What if I get rid of this width at all? I think I might don't need this. Here, and that's just adding some margin right 8 to give it some space. Somehow this looks a little bit stretched, right? This image. Maybe it's not square after all. Ren yeah, intrinsic size is square, but what we are doing is not square. So why is this not square anymore? I've given it a width and a height of 20. But something is still changing this. Is it a margin right? Oh yeah, it's the margin. Why does the margin change here the width? What happens if I put this down now here? Okay, this seems to work better. I don't really know why, but as long as it works. Then we have the title is bold, it's white. So a few things we can change here. Font bold, text white. What else? Maybe some more space here. Then what about the text below? This shouldn't be white anymore. So for this, for example, text gray dark, gray light, gray lighter. Nope. Or maybe it's just gray. Gray, yeah, I think gray it is. Okay, good. What's next? Let me check the time. Okay, a few more minutes left before I have to go. So what about the button? Where do we already have a button? We have one here, we have one here, and here. No, we don't have. So let's check the submission. Let's see how we made that button. Let's copy those classes, and back here, this should be a link. Yeah, it should be a link. Keep it a link. PG white. Wait, what did I copy here? Oh, that's a close button. That's a different one. or here we need to go. That's the view that I actually was looking for. Email import. Yeah, here we go. That's the one. So another try. Okay, better. Still a few things that we have to change in order to make this look good. But I don't think we are capable of finishing this today. So I guess I have to work on the design later myself and then publish this hopefully tomorrow, because I think it's not too complicated in terms where we need anything. It's also a good idea to just deploy what we already have, just even if we don't have all the information that we might end up having later. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to finish this later today or tomorrow. I think, yeah, I really think we can deploy this already tomorrow. Just a small addition to the site again. Not fancy, but really good to see who is streaming and then see the specific streams like the ones here from It's Timmy. He's, by the way, also a gamer, Apex Legends gamer who's pretty good. And yeah, I think that's it for today. So yeah, head over to Trees if you like to seeing still another stream. I hope he's still streaming. I might take a look as well. Thank you for joining again. Let me check any more questions. No, looks good. So yeah, thanks for joining the stream. I will be streaming again, I think, on Friday. So we'll probably see each other there again. And yeah, have a great day and see you next time. Bye, everybody.